If someone would have told me going in that Rascal Does Not Dream of a Dreaming Girl would be one of my favorite films of 2019, I might have laughed at them. I might have been a bit skeptical, I guess. I might have been like, really? I mean, it's gonna be good, but is it gonna be that good? And the answer to that is yes. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Fable Joey, and I am here with an anime review today. I'm wearing a Samurai Champloo shirt. I felt like that was the most I could give. And if I sound a little weird right now, or maybe look a little weird, it's because I have been consistently crying in a movie theater for an hour and a half. So yeah, movie was great. It impacted me wonderfully, and I'm gonna go no script on this because when I see a movie this good that I love this much, I just feel like it deserves to be from the heart. So I've written just a tiny bit of notes just to cover what I want to talk about, but really, this movie is incredible. Rascal Does Not Dream of a Dreaming Girl is phenomenal, and one of, if not my favorite movie of 2019 so far. So, Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai is this sequel to, I guess it's kind of a sequel, and instead of a second season, I guess maybe this movie came out. I don't know the whole story behind that, but basically, it is the sequel slash counterpart to the TV series Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. And yeah, it's still a weird name. It's still weird to say. Even when people ask me what movie I was seeing tonight, I was like, I'm just gonna tell them I'm seeing an anime movie, because when you say Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, people look at you weird. It's a weird look, and I didn't want that. So I just said an anime movie. But from that title, there's a lot of assumptions, and that was the great thing when this anime came out, that everyone loved it. And I remember hearing about it. I remember hearing about this show that everyone was flipping out about called Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, and I kind of laughed at it. I was like, that's a stupid title. I did not care for it. And about 4 or 5 months ago, I finally decided, you know what? Everyone loves this thing. My favorite anime YouTubers, they love it. Why not give it a try? And I fell in love immediately. It's the first time I've ever really noticed a script in the hundreds of anime I've seen. This script to Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, at least the TV show, it was just incredible. It was so great. It was so well written. Every character was so well realized. Everyone just had, it's so funny. Like, it pulls off drama, comedy, romance all together, which is, something I love if done right. And Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai does it right. So, if you don't believe me that this is good, go give it a chance. Go give it a try. It's one of the best anime to come out in recent years. It is so deep and emotional, and on a surface level you might think, especially from the title, that it's something that it totally isn't, but in the end, the TV show is wonderful. Let's get that out of the way, because we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Rascal Does Not Dream of a Dreaming Girl, which is unbelievable. So like I said, this is the movie to that wonderful anime series, and I was a little worried going into it because the TV show was so wonderful, or the series was so great. It concluded very well too. It obviously led for future things coming on, maybe a second season or at least a couple OVA episodes, but I was worried because the ending of the show, at least for me, was genuinely pretty perfect. I really loved that, and honestly, yeah, I was a little skeptical coming in. I thought, how are they going to be able to, wrap something up that was already wrapped up so well? And they blew me away. This movie is incredible. I don't even know where to start. So we're going to start with something that I love talking about, which was the score. The music throughout the whole series, at least the 13 episodes that we saw beforehand, was great. The music was perfect. It was a great accompaniment to the show. It never really stuck out to me, except for in the emotional moments. I thought the score was wonderful, but the movie, whew. I think it brings back a couple of the same tracks from the show anyways, but the score was incredible. It kept me so entertained, and even in moments where maybe I wasn't incredibly invested, which I was pretty invested the whole movie, the score was always something that was so nice to hear in the background. I know that's really a pretty vague compliment, it's just a nice thing to hear in the background, but it is. It's wonderful. It totally works in those emotional moments. And yeah, this is a pretty emotional film. It's just really well written, really well realized, really well paced. Wow, just it's an incredible anime film. And if people out there say that, I don't know, they make fun of anime, or maybe they don't think of it as an art form, this movie might be able to change their minds, because it's genuinely pretty beautiful. I was loving every second of it. As a continuation to the series, it's one of the best I've ever seen in forms of anime movie. I know Naruto has like 16,000 movies, and I've seen them all. They're all great, but it's nothing like this. This is canon. It is the sequel to the original series, and it did everything that I wanted it to do and more. Was it a great sequel? Yes. Did it bring elements from the original or the TV show back, the best elements, but then expanded upon them? Yes. I thought that some of the most emotional moments in this film were incredible. There were some of the best emotional moments I've seen in anime in a long time. I was so invested in the movie. I just found myself so immersed. At a certain point, I honestly forgot I was in a theater with other people watching a film, because the audience was so respectful. They were so cool. No one was really loud, except for some girl's phone came off and then she answered it towards the end, which was very odd. But besides that, it was wonderful. It was a great experience in the movie theater, and I was just so immersed. And yeah, so another thing that we can talk about is satisfying. When something ends, people want it to be satisfying. They want a satisfying conclusion. If you didn't want a satisfying conclusion, well, I don't know, maybe you just didn't want it to end. But if this is the end of the Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai series, they couldn't have done better than they did here. This movie hits so hard. Once again, the script, the writing for all the characters is fantastic. The animation is on point as always. The editing here is phenomenal. I felt like I was watching something from Shinkai, or like seriously, it was unbelievable. And besides just the fantastic animation, obviously it's going to have good animation. I haven't really seen a lot of animes that really stick out to me as having bad animation, but this film just is so wonderful. And you might also think that I'm being vague in this review, and that's true, because if I can tell you right now, I did not see a single trailer going into this movie, so I had no idea what was going to be about. I heard from a friend that the trailer was slightly spoilery, and I decided to avoid it. And if you can too, do that. If you haven't even seen the show, first of all, go watch that, and then be excited for when you finally get to see this movie. This was the only showtime and the only theater that was even close to my house. The other ones were about 2 or 3 hours away, and I'm so glad that I went, because I came out with not only one of my favorite anime movies, but one of my favorite movies of the year too. This film is incredible. You have your amazing characters. You have Sakuta, you have Mai-san, the two wonderful, they're just, I don't know, they're just so cute. And it's just, that sounds so cheesy to say, but that's what they are. It's just such a well-developed romance. I love those two characters, and also Shoko, who's mainly the focus of a lot of this film. It's unbelievable the way they took this story, like certain things that they chose to do within the movie. If you can go along with it, if you can accept what's happening, and you're like, okay, I like this, I can go along with this, then the last act for this movie for you is going to be mesmerizing, because that's what it is. If you can go along with this crazy thing that happens in the film, and you're like, okay, I'm on board with this, then I can't see you being disappointed with this movie. Such great moments, such amazing moments that really makes me appreciate anime. It really does, because I think a lot of people have seen this show. So if you get a chance, go see this movie. I don't want to say too much about it. Once again, I'll just note that it's really well paced. The characters are fantastic. Some of my favorite in anime. Sakuta remains to be one of my favorite written characters ever. He's just so sarcastic, and he reminds me a lot of myself, and I really love a lot of his remarks towards things. And he's just a fantastic character. It's just so entertaining. See, I love anime so much. It's easily one of my favorite art forms out there, and Rascal Does Not Dream of a Dreaming Girl is a perfect example of this. This movie is incredible from start to finish. With that 1 hour 30-minute runtime, it made it feel like it was this epic, big 2.5 hour movie. And I mean that in the best way possible, because there was so much going on, and I was so on the edge of my seat and invested in the whole film that I didn't even realize that time was passing. If I could, I'd go see the movie again right now. This movie is phenomenal. Rascal Does Not Dream of a Dreaming Girl is, without a doubt, one of my favorite anime movies that I've seen ever. It's fantastic. It's a great conclusion of the series. If you've never seen the TV show, please go give it a chance. I promise, if you're into anime and you like comedy, drama, romance slapped in together to a wonderful show, you're gonna love Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, and hopefully love Rascal Does Not Dream of a Dreaming Girl. Once again, guys, this movie is phenomenal. Yeah, I didn't mention a lot about the plot because the plot really, I don't want you to know anything about it. You go see this movie. If you can, avoid everything. Avoid anything else. I know I was really vague, so hopefully I didn't spoil anything for any of you guys. Just know that this movie is wonderful. If you're a fan of the series, I'm sure it'll grab you just as much as it grabbed me. This movie is phenomenal. If you need a score, I haven't really thought about it somewhere, but I'd say it's in the high 9s. It's very close to that perfect 10. I'd say, as for flaws for the film, I'd say the first 10-15 minutes kind of had trouble getting going. I guess it kind of slowed down for a little bit just in that first segment, and it kind of didn't know where it wanted to go. But after I finished the movie, I ended up really respecting the beginning of the film just because of how wonderful it ended up being and how much more I appreciated it after the movie was over. And I really know that I personally love a movie when the more I think about it, the more I like it. This is definitely one of those cases. Guys, Rascal Does Not Dream of a Dreaming Girl is easily like a 9.6 out of 10, a 9.8. I don't really want to throw a score on there because I just wanted to speak from the heart. This is no script, so I'm sure this review was a little messy, but this is just coming from a big anime fan who really, really enjoyed this movie, and I hope you guys do too. Once again, Rascal Does Not Dream of a Dreaming Girl. Go see it. If you can, go see it. If you haven't seen the show, it's only 13 episodes. I'm sure you can find it somewhere. Go watch it. It's wonderful. I really appreciate you guys watching this. I love anime a whole lot, and obviously if you're seeing this, you probably do too. So go give this one a chance. Rascal Does Not Dream of a Dreaming Girl will not disappoint. It is a fantastic film, so emotional. The score, it's beautiful. If I could buy it on vinyl, I would. I'm seriously gonna look for that after I upload this review. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I love anime, I love making these videos, and I appreciate you guys coming here. I will see you next time.